Welcome back. This is the For the Love of Baby Boomers show, and I'm your host, Dolores Clyburn. Today's guest is Phile Bonnie, and he's here with talking about auctions. And we have another guest with us that's going to be asking her question, and y'all all familiar with her.
Yes.
Her name is Michelle. She's our engineer.
I'm the engineer extraordinaire.
I'm in here too.
And Barry
we
Farmer
can't
from the
leave
Barry
out
Farmer
Barry.
Morning Show. And so one of the questions, this is a very interesting topic, Phil. One of the questions that I was thinking about is, what challenges would a person have? Say, I'll use myself. I want to move out of my home and purchase another home. And I go to the auction. I go to your auction site and I battle it out, tooth and nail with somebody. And what if I lose? What is the deal? And I have no place to go. I done sold my house. And I got my paper bag, my dog. I'm ready, to move into the other house. And I lose it. I guess basically, oh well, huh?
So you're asking me if you are not the high bid at one of my auctions, what's the downside?
Yeah. I mean, obviously the downside is I won't get the home, but
Right.
Have you ever had those experiences or feedback from the community where people have been in that position where they were purchasing a home to live in on your auction site and it fell through? Do you have any stories like that to tell? Because I love horror stories. I do.
Well, I can honestly say I have not had a horror story from a client's standpoint.
Good.
So if you are not the winning bidder, but you're the backup bidder, then we'll allow you to remain a backup offer. Okay. Also, it's free to register and it's free to place your bids. So there's no financial loss. Now, if you don't win on this house, I'll find you another house. Just tell me what you're looking for. But from a bidder and a buyer's perspective, there is no downside. The reason being, one, it's free. Two, all my clients are contractually obligated to give me their assets that are free and clear of any defects. So there can't be any clouds on the title or stuff like that would hinder the sale of the asset. Okay. Mm-hmm. So throughout my auction process, we believe in total transparency. I get inspections done, we get appraisals done, and I find out all the nitty gritty, all the good, the bad, the ugly about the house, because I believe in my reputation, and I want to give people the clarity that everything is on the up and up, and that there is no concerns, and that the house, it just went to the person who had the deepest pockets.
Okay, so for requirements as far as the person buying the house, not just anybody could register. I mean, anybody could register, but how do you vet them to know that they could even buy the house?
Sure. So before anyone is put into the open bidding platform, I get notified that they have had registered, and I give them a call back, and I make sure that they read through the terms, answer any questions about it, make sure that they read over the copy of the purchase agreement that I've made available, make sure that there's no issues there. Then I find out where the money's going to be coming from. Are they getting some sort of mortgage or loan? I want to see a pre-qual letter. I just want to make sure that they have all their ducks in a row. Now, we run two different types of auctions. One is just the regular auction that's sold as is, where is 10% buyer's fee, close in 30 days. The closing is done just like any other real estate deal. The buyer's going to have their side, the seller's going to have their side. They do all the title work, the deed prep, and then the deal is closed in 30 days. Now, we also run, and we're the only ones who are doing this, but we're running finance-friendly auctions. Now, with this type of auction, we accept all types of financing. So if you're utilizing a VA loan or an FHA loan, some type of loan that has government backing, they typically require a lot of inspections and appraisals just to make sure that their money is protected. Mm-hmm. So our finance-friendly auctions allow anyone with any type of loan to actually participate in the auction. And with this type, we get all the inspections done, the appraisals done, the septic, the well tests, the termite inspections, so that people during the bidding process can take all the documents to their lender and make sure that this will work. Like I said, transparency is key.
Okay. So just to say, you have the two types, and one is finance friendly, and the other is where it's 10% down and 30-day close.
Correct. At the fall of the hammer, the credit card that is used to charge is typically charged between $2,500 and $5,000. This is the escrow deposit, which is a part of the total 10% buyer's fee. Mm-hmm. So on my regular auctions, we charge the escrow to the credit card. The buyer has 3 business days to get the remaining balance of the total 10% buyer's fee into my office. But if we're doing a finance-friendly auction, then the escrow deposit, which is still a part of the total 10%, is only $5,000, and we let them pay the remaining balance through financing at a closing. So there's really not the huge amount of money up front, especially if it's a VA buyer or an FHA buyer that may or may not have, 40, 50K to throw down on a house. Then they can wrap that into the back end of the deal.
And that sounds like investors when you talk about the 10% down the cash. That sounds more like the population of investors.
Well, you also need to know that there is still an awful lot of liquidity in the market. So if someone's looking to buy a house, they'll make it work, mm-hmm. whether it's an investor or a first-time home buyer. Mm-hmm. People seem to still have a lot of money.
Okay, all right. So.
But I mean, if you look at it this way, if someone's getting a mortgage for, let's say, $1 million, they're going to have to put down 20% anyway.
Mm-hmm. Which is a lot of money. Well, I think Barry has a question for you.
Hey, Phil, this is Barry here.
Hey, Barry.
I'm professional radio show crasher. Anyway.
I like it.
And young boomer. I had a question. Could you tell the listeners the difference between pre-qualifying and pre-approval?
Sure. So pretty much anyone can go online and put in information and to one of these sites and then get a pre-approval letter saying you are officially approved up to this amount. Now, the numbers that you put in may or may not be accurately indicative of what you have going on. So the difference between putting it in yourself and taking the information to a lender who is going to be financing the loan amount, then those are typically 2 completely different numbers. So it's just the pre-qual versus the pre-approved is just the timing that you are currently in a nutshell.
Okay. Thank you. So our engineer, you sitting there very interested. She's sitting sitting here and just
The wheels are turning.
yes.
The wheels are turning because, and the reason why it's turning is because this is a new. It may be old to Phil. He's been doing it for 6 years.
Yeah.
And it's probably very popular to do, but it's very new to certain populations in the communities. You know, I would never think about going to auction to buy a house.
Right.
So how interesting a thing is that? You know,
Very different.
it is very different.
Different, but not different. It's been around.
Yeah, yeah. And so,
Well, auctions have been around since the biblical days.
yeah,
And I mean the most expensive house ever sold in America was sold through an auction. The most expensive artwork in the world, the most expensive jewelry, the most expensive cars and collectibles is all sold through an auction. Why? The reason being it brings together qualified bidders in a timed event where time is of the essence, and it lets them bid it up.
one of the most interesting things is that there are two ways that you can obtain bidding opportunities, which you were saying, the 10% down versus getting a traditional loan. So that's something I was not aware of. I thought you had to have cash on hand and go and beat somebody down and then get what it is that you want.
And get the money that way.
And get the money, get the cash and run. And so,
We're
this is
not
great.
the mafia.
Yes. Okay.
Well, I tell you, a lot of people have their thoughts on auctions, and a lot of people believe that if you're auctioning off homes, that there's something wrong with the home, or the something wrong with the person selling the home, that they're losing their home. That's what I hear a lot of.
Those are the negative connotations that I fight my way through. And that's how I spend most of my day, just talking on the phone, people calling, and I get it 100 times a day. Well, why are they auctioning? My response is, why not? They said, well, isn't that just for bankrupt homes? I said, yes and no. Of course, when a bank or a collections attorney need to balance their books, then the easiest way is to tap us on the shoulders and say, auction this off. Why? Because at the end of the day, we're going to be able to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt, if it's a legal sale, that this was a well-marketed and it was a well-attended auction, and that the price it brought is what the market said it was. Okay? Mm-hmm. So when you're talking about someone's most prized assets, their homes, and people are asking, well, why are they auctioning? I say, well, there's a multitude of reasons. One, it's completely free to the seller. They typically do not have to spend anything on marketing costs, and they don't have to pay any sort of commissions at the end of this auction. So wouldn't you auction your house off if it's sold with your price, your terms, your wants, your minimum reserve, and you maintain full control over your sale? Wouldn't you? Mm-hmm. That's why I'm saying we're not taking anything away from the traditional method of selling real estate, but we're adding such a value prop to it. Now, of course, because I am a Virginia licensed real estate agent, that if any pre-auction offers are going to come in, I'm going to present those to my client. And if my client decides that this is the offer they want to take, then they have full control over their